and gentlemen, I present to you the lady that gathered us here in the first place, Miss Zino Ojogbo. Can I have some for her? You see, by the time you're done today, you would have more options on your plate. How do I travel abroad? If I travel abroad, what do I do when I get to the abroad? There's so many horror stories of people who are on their way to Europe 10 years ago and they are still in Libya. There are many horror stories of people who travel to Dubai but can't make anything out of it because they did so illegally and can only get substandard papers. Instead of watching a football match that they will kick around, and by the time they are done, the footballers are either richer or poorer, your destiny remains the same. Leave football first. Let people in other countries where their destiny is slightly more secured, let them watch ball. You, the only football you should be watching is the football of your destiny. Think about it. Education, relocation, family, future. Ladies and gentlemen, I've got one and only Zino right here with us. A round of applause.
Oh, wow, Daddy Free.
How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Wow, wow, what an introduction. I'm so excited and I'm so glad to be here. I am a strong advocate for education, and I tell people that there are many ways to get ahead in life. Education is one of them. Because a lot of people, especially those that graduated from Nigerian universities, they are so angry that they spend time schooling in Nigeria because they think that their degree has not gotten them anything. And one thing I tell people is that the community you live in creates this ceiling. The community or the environment you live in creates a ceiling for you. And you cannot grow beyond what the community can offer you or what your environment can offer you. Once you get to that peak that the environment can offer you, it's time for you to move, to look for better opportunities, greener pastures, because you've gotten to that ceiling in your environment. And that is what a lot of Nigerian youth face, with the problem of unemployment, the problem of poor education facilities, the problem of us going on strike every now and then. So these are some of the issues that Nigerians face, and I tell them that, guys, there are other opportunities for you. So for today, I would like to start by sharing my story, because my story is very relatable and a lot of people would understand when I share my story, so that they would know that I was once like them, frustrated with a lot of things that were happening, and I had to make a move for myself because my life and my destiny is in my hands. I had to take action and take charge of my life. So I graduated from a Nigerian university in 2010, and I was lucky. I was able to secure a job during my NYSC into one of the oil and gas service company, then Baker Hughes. So I had a good career in Baker Hughes, going to the field, going to Dubai for trainings and all that. But you know, at that time, or before then, I thought about I would like to go abroad to study, to do my master's. But then I got this job that was good, which a master's would also land me. So I'm like, okay, I can as well take this job and do this job. And that was how I forgot and I threw away my abroad dreams. If everybody remembers properly, in 2016, the oil price dropped. And once oil price drops, they started firing workers. So a lot of companies started laying off their staff because they didn't need them again. A lot of people became redundant, and I was affected by that redundancy. So in 2016, I became unemployed. I looked into my bank account. There was not a lot of money in my bank account for me to do anything with. I had the option of looking for other jobs. But I had this streamlined work experience as a field engineer in oil services that I couldn't get anything. All the jobs that I qualified for were in the oil and gas industry, and they were laying off staff. So nobody could hire me. And then I'm like, yeah, it's time for me to dust. It's time for me to dust this my abroad dreams. There is nothing for me here again. I need to chart a new course for myself. So I began to look at the options. like so many other people, when you want to travel abroad, I thought about what are my options. And I saw that the study pathway, going via school, was the easiest and the fastest pathway for me. So I'm like, okay, I can apply to different schools, get admission and relocate. There was something I did not think about, how to fund that admission. So I applied and I got a few opportunities. Yeah, I got a few admissions here and there. And when it was time to pay the school fees, my eyes opened, like, okay, how do you pay this tuition? So imagine getting admission that you cannot claim because you cannot afford it. That was my situation. And that is the situation of so many other people that I find today. But I was so determined to get out of that situation of unemployment and not knowing what next to do with my life that I decided that I was going to look for options. I've heard people talk about scholarships. And yeah, there are scholarships for you to school abroad. But how do you find these scholarships? Some of these scholarships, when you check for them, you don't even find them on Google. So there are people like to call them hidden scholarships. So how do you find it? What do I do? So I went ahead and I kept searching, asking people questions. It felt like I was running from pillar to post because there was nobody that was giving me a step-by-step guide to tell me that, you know, this is what you would do. So I struggled through it all. And from all of my struggles, I was able to secure a position for a master's degree at the University of Waterloo. That was my breakthrough. And how did I arrive at this breakthrough? Because even when I was applying, I think that my application document was failing me. I was listening to one of these business mentors one day who was reminding you that if you are a brand, so if you are a brand now, a brand is a person, that you, the brand, you are the product. And if you want anybody to invest in your brand, you need to sell yourself as the product so that they are ready to invest in you. So I took that. I'm like, okay, if I am looking for scholarship and I want these people to invest in my education, I need to present myself as a product so that these people are willing to invest in me. So I used that mindset to prepare my applications. And before I knew it, I landed one opportunity. And that was it. I just needed 1 yes. That 1 yes changed my life forever. I was able to relocate with my 2-year-old to Canada in 2017, and we started our new life in Canada. And since then, all we have experienced is growth. I tell people I'm a 3rd-year PhD candidate right now. I did my master's, completed my master's, and I'm currently doing my PhD. I'm in my 3rd year. I hope to finish next year. I tell people that since then, I have secured over $350,000 in scholarships because I live on these scholarships. There are some scholarships that I've gotten that I had to say no to because I couldn't combine it with other scholarships that I have. So since then, I started creating this awareness and I began to help people. I've helped a number of people to move to the US, to the UK, to Canada too, because these opportunities are there, but a lot of people don't know about them and they don't know how to get them. So since then, I've been teaching people and I've thought about it, that how do I reach out to more people? And there was once I saw somebody come on your page and freeze to tell you that he got admission in one UK university and you should come and sponsor him. And I was thinking that, okay, yeah, the reason why this person is doing this is because he doesn't know that there are numerous scholarships that he can apply for and secure for himself to study abroad. And this is why I tell people, and I keep announcing these things, that you can leverage on education. You can relocate via the study pathway. You will go to that country, live legally. Since I came to Canada, I've applied for my citizenship, for my permanent residency. I got my permanent residency in 2019. Then I've applied for my citizenship and I'm currently waiting. So all of this have happened within a space of 5 years. Within a space of 5 years for me. And I tell people that you can go legally. You see all those things that Adifris talked about, going through different routes. You don't need to do that. You go legally and you can relocate with your family, you and your entire family, your spouse and your children. You can relocate with your entire family and everybody. Your spouse gets a work permit while your children get a visa on your visa that allows them to even go to school for free. So these are opportunities that are available for everybody. There's nobody that is special. It's there for everybody.
Wow. Can you hear me? Oh, okay. Okay. Guys, I hope you're paying attention.
Yeah, I see. I see a lot of people writing some comments, and yeah, I see somebody mentioning agent. Before I go, I would like to throw more light on agents. So first of all, if you are looking to secure a scholarship is a numbers game. It's just like applying to jobs and securing a job. Nobody can do it for you. Agents will help you secure admission. And what agents do is that agents, they get commissions from both sides. Most of these agents you see, they're affiliated with the school and they also work for you. So they collect money from you, whatever amount of money they collect from you as the applicant. They go on and they do an application for you, the applicant. And then they apply for you to expensive schools because they get commission from these universities when you claim that admission and pay your school fees. So the higher your tuition fees that you pay is in that school, the higher the commission they get. So if you want to look for scholarship, an agent cannot help you if you know that you need scholarship, because the problem that most people have in this relocation journey is money. I've asked a lot of people, everybody talks about it, is the finance. They don't have the money to fund it. And you're not alone in that, because I was once in that position. So I understand how it feels when you get admission and you can't claim it, or when you think that, oh God, how do I pay for this? How do I fund it? I understand how you feel because I have been in your shoes. But I tell you today that there are numerous opportunities for you.
Wow. 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 Okay, guys, you're hearing it for yourselves. Many of you have had difficulty in relocating and whatever else comes in this particular sphere. Why don't you pay attention? Let's start asking a few questions. What's the first thing someone needs to do if they want to relocate via the study route? What's the first thing they need to do, Zino?
Okay, so the first thing that they need to do is to get the right information. So information, they say, is power, but information executed is actually power. So you need the right information. If you don't have the right information, you cannot execute properly. Like I said, some people get admission, they cannot claim it. Some people get the kind of admission that does not allow them to get postgraduate work permits after they have schooled. Some people get admission and the postgraduate work permit they get is very short time postgraduate work permit doesn't allow them to stay back legally in the country. So the first thing you need to do is to get the right and reliable information when you want to relocate via the study pathway. And most people, they go the wrong route. So after they've secured admission, that's when they begin to run all over the place looking for funding. There's one of my mentees. She has secured four scholarships and she hasn't even applied for the admissions yet. So you can get your scholarships before you apply for admission. That's how I teach people how to do it. In the worst case, you get your scholarship with your admission, except for very few scholarships that they tell you from the beginning that you need to be admitted in a certain school first to qualify to apply for scholarship. Otherwise, you need to approach it in the right way for you to succeed. So that's the first thing you need to do. Get information.
Okay. Now, there are people listening to us right now who are interested in what you're saying. How do they get contact? How do they get your contact? How do they get in contact with you? What do they need to have? Do you have an office in Nigeria, or a phone number, email address? I know your Instagram account is at Zino. Let me look at it again.
Ojogbo.
Zino Ojogbo. That's your email address. Now, what else do they need aside email address?
Okay, so because of all of this, right, really, I cannot give all of this information in this short time that we have here. Because again, there is information overload. It's overwhelming for a lot of people. So I put together a free training that people can quickly watch to get started on this journey. The training is, the link to the training is in my bio. That's the only link in my bio to take you directly to the free training. So you can click the link in my bio now to watch the free training, and all the details and all the information is you'll find there. We have like a YouTube channel. I post videos on YouTube as well. You can follow me on Instagram at Zino Ojogbo. My email address is there. My DM is always open. You don't need to take permission from me to send me a DM, and you will get a response within 2 hours if you send me a DM. So you can send me a DM at any time with any questions that you have, and I'll be happy to answer you and to provide you with directions. Then you can follow me and send me messages on Facebook too at Zino Ojogbo. So it depends on what platform that you are familiar with using. You can reach me on any of the social media handles. So maybe
okay. I want to ask you a question. I remember a colleague of mine calling me up one day asking me for something ridiculous. She said, Daddy Freeze, can you please pay 20 million naira into my account? I will not spend the money. It will just be there in my account. I will lock the account until I travel for 3 months. I was like, what the? First of all, 20 million naira is land money. In some parts of Nigeria, is house money. Why am I going to tie down that amount of money? Is that how much you need to relocate? So another very important question is, how much do you need to have as your account balance before you can travel or before you can secure admission and a scholarship?
Okay, so this is a very valid question, and I'm glad that you asked the question. So the amount of money you need to have in your account depends on what you are going for. So if you are going to study in Canada, let's use Canada as an example. If you're going to study in Canada, the government of Canada, you need this money at the point of visa application. So the government of Canada wants you to have your tuition fees for 1 year plus living expense for 1 year, and they have calculated that living expense for you as $10,000. So for example, if a student, let's say me, I want to go to Canada to study, and my tuition fees for the year is $20,000, then I need to add my living expense of $10,000 to it to make $30,000. This money I should have in my account as proof of funds. However, if you secure a full scholarship, the university or the scholarship body or the organization is going to give you a letter stating that they are giving you a scholarship, and they will put the terms of the scholarship there. That letter is your proof of funds. You don't need to show any money again, except you are coming with dependents. So like for me, because I got a full scholarship, I did not need to show proof of funds. For myself, when I was coming with my son, I had to show proof of funds of $4,000 for my son. But if you are coming alone, when you secure a full scholarship, you don't need to. Additionally,
it's not much. It's less than 2 million naira.
Yes. Additionally, there are some organizations that also give loans to international students. I know many people that have benefited from this. So for example, if at that time I didn't have that $4,000 for my son, I can apply to these organizations that give loans to international students. When they approve the loan, they are going to give me a letter too, stating that they are giving me this amount of money as loan. I put those two together. That is my proof of funds. So I don't need to show any extra proof of funds again. I know people that have come like that because these organizations, the IRCC, so like the government of Canada, recognizes them, and they know that they are valid, and they know that they keep to their word. When they tell you they're going to give you scholarship or they're going to give you loan, they keep to their word when they tell you that. So they are trustworthy, so they approve it. And when you go and check the list of the documents you can show as proof of funds on the canada.ca website for those applying for visas, it's there. If you get a loan, if you get a scholarship, it's there. You don't need to show anything extra.
Now, what exams do you need to do, sit for, or pass before you are even eligible for admission? You know, scholarship, they are far. You have to have scaled a few hurdles to get to the point where you even are given the admission. So what exams do you need to sit for? What qualification do you need to have to be able to secure all these?
Okay, so my focus is that I teach people that are going to graduate school. So by graduate school, I mean that they are going to do their master's or their PhD, or they are going to do like postgraduate diplomas or something. So these people already have like a minimum of a bachelor's degree or HND or OND. They already have a minimum of that. Like for me, I didn't have to do any exam. I just had to apply with my bachelor's degree certificate. I didn't have to do any.
Is your Nigerian degree?
Yes, my Nigerian bachelor's degree certificate is what I use.
University did you finish from Nigeria?
Yeah, so you don't need any additional.
What university did you finish from?
What university
did you finish from in Nigeria?
University of Benin. I finished from University of Benin.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
That means University of Lagos is definitely would definitely qualify.
Yeah. So all universities in Nigeria, as long as you have a degree and you are going to pursue a higher degree, then you qualify. And the thing is this: a lot of people think that when they are going abroad to study, they are doing them the school that Canada or the country is doing them a favor. No, it is a win-win for everybody. Like for me now, I work in the university as a researcher in the university. I'm publishing papers for the university. I'm producing results for the universities. I'm attending conferences. And when I attend these conferences, I put my university name there. So at the end of the day, everybody is a win-win for everybody. So they benefit from me, I benefit from them. So this relationship is a balanced relationship. So nobody is doing anybody a favor here. And the universities cannot actually run without graduate students. And that is why they hire them. So most of these universities, they have like graduate assistantship position or teaching assistantship position. These graduate students support the learning of undergraduate students as well. So sometimes I take up position as a teaching assistant where I support professors in their classes for undergraduates, and I get paid additionally for that. The universities cannot run without filling all of these positions. So they need you as much as you need them. So when you are applying to this school, you not apply as if you are begging them because they are doing you a favor. You project your value and you present what you have to offer them when you are putting in your application, because you are not begging. Nobody's doing anybody a favor here. Everybody benefits from this relationship. That's how it, yeah.
Now, we hear a lot of rumors here in this part of the world. Oh, for you can't do anything with law because if you study law, you are limited to Nigeria. And there are so many courses like that. Imagine studying African studies or studying African history or studying Yoruba, for instance, as undergraduate. As your undergraduate program. Is there any hope for people like that? Of course, medicine is medicine. Leg, they pain me across the world. Pharmacy are universal courses. But what about courses like I studied sociology, for instance? What about law? You went to law school in Nigeria. You studied law and went to law school. What about courses like Yoruba?
Okay, so people that have done courses like that, for example, let me shock you. I saw a job opening that was looking for somebody that speaks Igbo language in Canada. Because now they have a lot of these people, immigrants, coming in.
Say that again.
A bank was looking for somebody that can speak Igbo language. That was one of the requirements for the job, be able to speak Igbo language. Because these people have received a lot of immigrants and they need to be able to communicate with people in the language that they understand. So that being said, for example, you have studied Yoruba language, there are opportunities for you. At the end of the day, when you go to school as an undergraduate, you get skills and your skills are transferable to other fields. So you can go in and there are some courses that all they need for you to qualify to apply for certain courses is that you have a bachelor's degree. Let's say a bachelor's degree, you say in arts or in sciences. That's all they need, is generic. So you can apply to something like that. You have a bachelor's degree in sociology. There are lots of opportunities for you. For even people that are, okay, so let's even use law. Law is like the law profession is, what do they call it? It's regulated. So law is a regulated profession. Daddy Freeze, are you there? Your video has turned off. Can you guys hear me? Please say yes if you can hear me, so I'll know if I can continue. I don't know what's going on. Bouncy baby, I am not lying. I'm going to look for that thing and I'll post it on my page. What would I benefit? Can anybody hear me? Okay, some people said continue. So law, for example, is a regulated profession. It means that if you come to Canada, for you to study law, you need to do their exams for you to be able to qualify to study law. However, you can come to Canada to do a master's degree in law or a PhD in law using your Nigerian bachelor's degree to get in, and you can get that with full scholarship. So what many people have done...
Sorry, Zino. I have a daughter. I have children in Nigerian universities. I want to call them so they can hear all these things. Amarachi! No. They need to hear these things. Because what we were taught was if you have a degree from Nigeria, is useless. You are useless.
Yeah, so that's
sorry, Zino, wait. This, even though I brought you as a guest, you're also going to be useful to me too. Because what we heard, you see, let me tell you, I read a story once of a young man who was protesting. So police were chasing them abroad. This was, I think, 2008 or 2007. And they were running and police were chasing them. And one guy wore a T-shirt in front of him with the word Bitcoin on it.
Oh, okay.
So they were all running from the police. And he saw inside the run, they say, "I where they cry, still they look road." So as he was running, he was asking the guy, "What's this on your shirt?" The guy said, "That's the future." So this young boy was able to get away. The police didn't catch him, went home and started researching on Bitcoin. He became one of the youngest Bitcoin millionaires.
Yeah.
Access to information. You see, many people are the way we are because the only information we have is the information we got from our parents. Your parents are not a good source of information unless they are in the fields of information decimation.
Yeah.
Your father might be wise in village things, but when it comes to information, they could actually lead you astray. I, for instance, have always had the opinion that if you study in Nigeria, your degree is useless. Don't even bother trying to go abroad. And we heard all these stories. Oh, I studied medicine. I went to the US. By the time I got to the US, today I'm now working as a clerk in a pharmacy, a whole doctor in Nigeria. They make it look like our education is so substandard, nobody will even rate us. So we need to expose ourselves. While I'm chatting, guys, call somebody around you. Let them come and hear this. Information is power. You are where is Amarachi? Okay, she's on her phone. She's watching. Awesome.
Okay. So I see
power. People need to be able to have access to this information. So I want you to take this afresh again, Zino. What are the qualities the scholarship organizations or boards are looking for? A lot of people think, oh, here's my thought. I always believed I like my kids to go to university in Nigeria because that way they get a little bit more grounded in Nigeria, and then they go abroad and they can do whatever they like. Some people will send their children to school abroad, and then the children are neither here nor there. They're stuck in a halfway home situation. They are not properly bred as Nigerians, and they're not properly bred as foreigners. So they're always like sore thumbs sticking out. But my worry is, and my wife's greatest worry is, if you make these children study in Nigeria, you are limiting their future. You hear a lot of that, Zino, don't you?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Okay, so please throw some light on this.
Okay, so your Nigerian degree is not useless. In fact, most Nigerians that have come abroad and that are serious with whatever it is that they are doing, they succeed so well here. For example, I, for one, when I was here schooling with my son alone, he was 2 years old. Even as a mother, juggling my studies and all that, I achieved more than a lot of people that did not even have my kind of circumstance, or they were alone and they had only themselves. It's because the difficulty in schooling in Nigeria actually prepares you to excel in any other country that you go to that supports your learning. So when Nigerians go abroad to school, you see them doing, some people have gotten top class in Nigeria, they go abroad to do masters, they are the top in their class. Because you have access to all the resources, access to all the support, everything you need if you really want to learn is available to you. So I don't see any reason why Nigerians will not succeed. Then, secondly, people are saying, I see a lot of people here saying that you need WES evaluation to go to school. No, you don't need WES evaluation for you to go to school. Except the school asks for it, which most likely most schools would never ask you for WES evaluation, except in a situation where the school asks for it. You don't need WES evaluation. I did not do WES evaluation for me to get my master's degree position. Many other people did not do any WES evaluation. WES is like a certificate, is an evaluation body that evaluates your degree that you have in Nigeria and matches it with what they have in other countries. So, for example, WES would evaluate your Nigerian bachelor's degree and tell you the equivalency in Canada, and say it's equivalent to a 4 years bachelor's degree in Canada. So that's what WES does. Many people think that they need WES. This is the access to the information that you don't have. You do not need WES, except the school specifically asks for it, which in most cases the schools don't ask for it. Then I see some people talking about IELTS too. If you go to IELTS, is an English language testing system that checks your ability to speak, write, read, and listen in English. So they have speaking, writing, reading, and listening. These are the 4 components of the IELTS exam. Many people also think, because they go and do hearsay, people have, I call it heads mentality. They just hear something and everybody follows. They would not check. So they just think that the first thing you need to do when you want to go to abroad is for you to go and do WES. If you are from an English-speaking country and your bachelor's degree was taught in English, you would most likely get an exemption for the WES requirement, for the IELTS requirement rather. So many schools will exempt you from the IELTS requirement. There are a few schools that are very stubborn and they'll tell you that because your bachelor's degree is X amount of years old. But most of the time they'll tell you that you should get a letter from your university confirming that your bachelor's degree was taught in English. That's all you need. So you don't need to do those exams.
Okay, I want to say something. Guys, Zino is talking. Zino is the expert here. The people in the comment section, I don't know them before. Mio Mawari, I don't know them. Stop reading comments and chatting with people in the comment section who are experts. If they were experts, they would have been my guests. The expert is here with me. If you have any questions, please, what is your email address, Zino, and your Instagram handle? I want you to repeat this, how do I put it, from time to time while the show is going on, so people can know how to get in touch with you. Now, secondly, you finished from UniBen. What were the papers? How long ago? Because some people say, oh, she finished from IFE or finished from Unilag. That was those days. These days, they don't agree those things again. No, that is those days. So how long ago did you finish from the University of Benin? How long ago did you get your scholarship? And how valid was your degree? I want you to make it personal. It's always better, like, I'm wearing this blue shirt. I can tell you how much I bought it. I can tell you the shop I bought it from, where the shop is located, in what country, because it is my shirt. You have gotten up to $350,000 worth of scholarships according to your claim. So tell us about your story. How did you get it? From your University of Benin to your job, your scholarship. For you to be, you said you are doing your PhD now. For you to be doing your PhD, that means you already have done your master's. So please throw some light on this, sharing your personal experience. Now, don't forget to mention your email address and your social media handles so people can get in touch with you. Please go ahead.
Okay, guys, my Instagram handle is at Zino Ojogbo. Send me a DM anytime. You don't have to take permission for you to get into my DM. Just go in and send me a DM and I'll be happy to respond to you and help you. So I had a bachelor's degree from University of Benin in 2010. That was when I graduated. And I did my NYC. I worked for a while and I began my applications in 2016 and I got my scholarship and my admission in 2017. So people like to call it study gap. So I had like a 7-year study gap between my previous degree and starting my next degree, 7 years. And I had an unrelated work experience. So within that time, I had employment and I was unemployed for 1 year within that time. So I was both employed and unemployed within that space of that 7 years. And I also had an unrelated work experience. When I say unrelated work experience, it means that my work experience was not related to my bachelor's degree and was not related to what I was going to do in my master's degree too.
Wow.
So, and in my transcript as well, I had 3 carryovers. You know, Nigerian university is difficult. Once you survive Nigerian university, especially the government schools, you have done well for yourself. You need to give yourself a pat on the back. 2 of those carryovers were from missing results. In Nigerian university, they'll just stamp you F. They were for missing results, exams which I had written. So I had to take responsibility for that. Then one of them, I went blank in the exam hall and I didn't want to fail the exam as I thought. So I said that, you know what, let's do it next year. So I'm saying this because a lot of people will tell me that, you know, they had a couple Fs in their transcript. So they don't think that they qualify for anything. This transcripts, this same transcript I used to secure the most competitive federal government scholarship in Canada. So I'm telling us this just so that we have some information of what was inside my transcript. I did not get first class, but people believe that you must have first class for you to get scholarship abroad. I didn't graduate with a first class. I graduated with a 2-1, a 3-pointer, a 3-pointer CGPA. I had a 2-1, but my CGPA was a 3-pointer, not even 4. I didn't get up to 4. But then again, I was able to, like I said, you get skills. So people need to begin to focus more on their skills and not what their certificate says, like bachelor's in sociology or bachelor's in engineering. What skills did you get from that degree? That is what you need to be able to articulate in your document and relate it to this new thing that you want to do. A lot of Nigerians, sadly, are not able to do that. That's the problem. So we need to be able to create a bridge between the skills we developed that from our work experience, from our bachelor's degree, and articulate it to the scholarship and the admissions committee and relate it to this new degree that you are going to do. So I have a bachelor's degree in chemical engineering. I worked as a petroleum engineer mostly. Then I have my master's degree in chemical engineering with a focus on polymer science. And my PhD too, I'm also focusing on nanotechnology in my PhD. So I moved around a lot. Polymer science was one course that I loved in my bachelor's degree. So I went into my transcript. I'm like, okay, what can I do better here? What is from this transcript? I need to go something and learn something deeper. I'm like, okay, let me go and do polymer engineering. I picked that from my transcript and I focused on it. What skills did I get from my university, from my bachelor's degree and from my work experience that I can translate to this new position that I am doing? Every day in our places of work, we do some form of research. You go on Google and you find something, you put together like a document based on what you have learned. On your job, you get skills every day. You work with people, you communicate, you write emails, you do some sort of formal, informal presentation. What I'm doing here today is a presentation. It is informal. A lot of business owners, people that run their own businesses, have poultry, sell different products. A lot of them will tell you that they don't have any work experience. Your business is what? What is your business exactly? What are you doing in your business? As a business owner, you are doing different things. You only use accountant, only use the marketer, only use only use supply chain, only use everything. A lot of people look down on these experiences and they tell you that, you know, I don't have any experience. All these things you are doing is what? You volunteer. Your volunteer experience is what? So most times when I tell people that you already have what it takes, it's just that you're not seeing it. A lot of us look down on ourselves and look down on our achievement. And we think that everything that we have is not relevant. For me, I have to put everything together in something that I call a general CV. Like, what is it that I've done? What have I achieved so far? I wasn't sending that CV to anybody. It was for me. Just so that I can pick out the important details there that I need to support this my new application. So you put everything together, pick out the relevant information from there, write a solid SOP, present a solid CV, and you submit that and you watch the magic happen. So this is what I tell people, but they don't know because they feel like all of their experiences is useless. Like you said, people think that their Nigerian degree is useless. If you already think that your degree is useless, you cannot even sell yourself to the next person if you already look down on your degree.
Okay, awesome stuff. I'm going to bring in 3 people to ask questions. Your question should not be more than 30 seconds to a minute. Once you ask your question, I'll remove you so that Zino can answer your question. Zino, is that okay?
Yeah, that's good.
Contact her on Instagram at Zino Ojogbo. Ojogbo is spelled O-J-O-G-B-O. Zino is very easy to spell, Z or Z-I-N-O. So Z-I-N-O-J-O G-B-O, Zino Ojogbo. All right. So send me a request if you want to be in this live. Please make sure you're okay. She's right there. She is. I pinned somebody else quoting her, but there she is. Now, don't just jump into my live half dressed, lying on your bed. Please be serious. When I open the live for you, be prepared. I don't want to waste any time because this video is also going to be on YouTube and on Facebook, and we don't want people waiting there saying the light is going, they are changing the cameras. If the moment I see that you're not ready, I yank you off, I move to the next person. So send me a request if you have any questions. If you want to be in this particular video, kindly send me a request. I'm also going to ask my daughter if she has any questions. So if you see me just put a screensaver up, just know it's because I've gone to meet my daughter to ask if she has any questions. Okay. All right. So we have somebody here. Can we please see your face? Exactly what I said we shouldn't do. I'm going to remove you. Very well. Please, guys, be serious. This is an opportunity for you to change the trajectory of your future. Come and equip yourself with information. The only person who is truly poor is the person who can't afford to pay attention. Once again, we have somebody here who is showing his bed. You sent a request to be in my live video, but all you are showing is your bed. Sad. I'm taking you off. I'm bringing in other people. So Zino, sorry, I'm going to remove this guy. He's not a serious. Okay. You guys be talking a lot inside the comment section. Come and ask questions. You will not. You'll be listening to riffraffs talking nonsense in the comment section.
Hello.
Okay, the kind of people I'm looking for.
Daddy Freeze. Good evening, sir. Good evening, ma.
Good evening. Go ahead with your question.
Yeah, I want to ask question in respect of my kid's brother.
Okay.
He's studying Cotonou.
Okay.
And shut up. He studied international relations. So is it possible for him to come to Canada to further education for master?
Yes, it's possible for him to further his education for masters.
So how much does it cost to move to Canada?
Okay, so the amount of money it costs to move to Canada, for example, it depends on the pathway that you're going. So if you go via the study pathway, like I said, you need you secure admission, you need to fund the admission. So this is why I tell people that if you secure a full scholarship, or when you secure a full scholarship, you can use that as your proof of funds for you to relocate. So basically, your younger brother will need his tuition fees for 1 year. The tuition for 1 year depends on the school. Let's assume that the tuition is $20,000. So he needs that $20,000 plus an extra $10,000 of living expense. So tuition for 1 year plus 1 year living expense. That's what your brother needs. So we assume, I don't know the school. School fees depends on the school. So let's assume, take an assume figure, $20,000 for school fees. Then he needs an extra $10,000. So that's $30,000. Most likely, people don't have money, because personally, I think that's expensive, except the very rich people. But the average Nigerian may not be able to afford this kind of money. And that's why I tell people that you can secure scholarships to fund your studies. You don't need to pay out of pocket anymore.
Okay, so to secure the scholarship, what are the things that you need for, or is it the one going to apply for it?
Oh, yes, so it has to apply. You cannot secure what you don't apply for. You have to apply for it. That is what I teach people every day. I teach you the step-by-step process on how to apply. I said I created a free training. It's in the link in my webinar. Go and click the link in my webinar, or send it to your brother, and he can watch the free training that will help him to get started today. And the best time to start this relocation and study abroad journey was yesterday. But we don't have yesterday anymore. Yesterday is gone. So the best time to start is now. So now is the time that he has. Tell your brother, start. So he can.
Okay, Ma, you know what? Let me not take time. I love keeping time, you know, that the freeze give a few minutes to. So I will send you a DM, okay?
Okay, that's good. Send me a DM right now. I'll be happy.
I live in Germany. I live in Germany, so I will send you a DM, okay? Then we'll talk more. Daddy Freeze, thank you, sir.
Welcome. Welcome. All right, we have somebody else.
Remove me, my first time. Daddy Freeze, remove me.
Hi, darling. Oh wow, I can't seem to remove her.
Daddy Freeze, remove me. This is my.
Okay, I've removed you now. All right, we have somebody else here.
Person look like
unprepared. He's showing us silly.
Yeah.
Okay, in the meantime, while I'm removing this person who doesn't know, guys, stop sending me requests if you're not ready with your questions. We have a few more minutes, and we don't want to bore the audience, especially people who are taking notes and people who are taking this very seriously. I have my daughter here. She's studying cell biology in the university as a first degree. What do you call them?
Bachelors.
So what is your question?
I just wanted to know if she applied for the scholarship herself, if she had an agent.
Okay, the same question a lot of people ask. That's why I wanted you to listen. Did you use an agent, or did you apply for the scholarship directly?
Applied for the scholarship directly. You cannot use an agent. Cannot apply for scholarship for you. That's the truth. If anybody here has found an agent that applied and secured full scholarship for somebody, they should tell me so I can correct that. An agent cannot apply for scholarship for you. The best they can do is apply for admission, and if you cannot fund it, you cannot claim it. So if you want a scholarship, you should apply for yourself using the right knowledge. That's the only way for you to get the scholarship. And with your daughter that is doing a course in cell biology, for example, like there are lots of opportunities for her in biology, in chemical engineering, in pharmacy, in the agric. So she has multiple opportunities. She can be in multiple departments and multiple faculties. And people like that, if you check opportunities in the US and in Canada, really they are hot cake. So she just needs to focus right now, and so that by the time she's in her final year, she can begin to shoot out her applications by the time she's in her final year. And once she's done with school, if she decides that she wants to take 1 year to do NYSC, she can do NYSC, or she can decide to move at that time. So it depends. But she has lots of opportunities that are awaiting her outside of Nigeria.
Do you want to do NYSC?
That public health. Yeah, I missed that. Public.
She's saying you have to do NYSC just 1 year. And then boom, you go. It's good you do it, but just in case you feel that you don't need to, I'll advise you do it. But just in case you feel like you don't need to, no problem. All right. Any more questions? I have 33 people who I'm going to. If I bring any of them now, you'll be seeing ceiling. You'll be seeing. I don't know how people are just unserious in this part of the world. As in, I have no idea. You are the one that sent a request. It's not like I requested for you and it caught you unawares. So, someone said, I beg, Amarachi, don't do NYSC. But what do you advise, Zino? NYSC or not? Okay, we finally.
Hello, Zino. Good evening. Sorry, it's
so NYSC or no NYSC?
Oh, wow, the reality of Nigeria. Zino, when was the last time you heard
yes.
that?
When I went to my son in 2019 and NEPA light, my son was like, Mama, why did you turn off the light? I'm like, it's not me. It's not me. This is what happens in Nigeria. They just take the light.
Okay.
Okay. I'm fairly soft with these days.
Zino, you're also about the NYSC question. Please go ahead.
Okay, so for the NYSC question, it depends on what your goals are. If you intend to go back to Nigeria, if you are deciding to go back to Nigeria to live in Nigeria, to work in Nigeria, then NYSC. But if you know that you are relocating and you don't want to have to go back to Nigeria to work there or to do anything, you want to take this study route as a pathway to relocate permanently to this country, then you don't need NYSC. My younger brother, for example, did his master's in the UK, and now he has his indefinite leave to remain in the UK. He never did NYSC. So at the end of the day, it depends on what your goals are for your future. Because abroad, they don't need NYSC. NYSC is only recognized in Nigeria, so it's a Nigerian thing.
Now, are there any skills you get from NYSC that could be useful in your sojourn abroad?
Yes, so you could get work experience from NYSC, for example. That's good. That is a good skill. If you get good work experience, you could get teaching experience because you teach in grad school. So you could get teaching experience. That's a good skill. So there's some skills that you can get from NYSC that you may not be able to get as an undergraduate while you are in school. You can get that. NYSC, a lot of people do those volunteer. I think it's CDS, those volunteering things where they go and teach people in the community about HIV and distribute sanitary pads and all that. Those are the kind of things that you can put on your CV as volunteering experience, because they like to see abroad, they like to see that you are doing something for the community, that you are not only benefiting yourself, but the community is benefiting from you. So you can get valuable experience from NYSC.
Can you tell me?
All right. The lady here, go ahead with your question.
Okay, Daddy Freeze. I've been following Zino for a long time now, and I've learned a lot of things. But please, can you help us beg Zino to bring down the cost of her?
Hello, Daddy Freeze.
We're not talking money here. We're not talking.
Somebody already asked the question. Just be patient, okay?
Okay.
Please mute your mic.
Help us bring it down a bit.
We're not talking money here today. We're talking opportunities here today.
Yeah,
we're not talking money. But I've heard you. Your question.
Let me tell you, you want to save money on Zino, but you go and gather go and gather $30,000 if you use agent. Are you not better off spending a little bit money with someone who will put you through properly and get you together well, so you won't need to gather $30,000? Don't be penny pound foolish. I cannot do
Daddy Freeze, you
Daddy
got it.
Freeze, you are shooting
Daddy
me on
Freeze,
the
you
leg.
understand.
Let me tell you, yeah, this is how I work. When I send my bill to somebody says, Daddy Freeze, I want an interview, I want this on your
My
page, I want this.
network.
I send my bill.
God.
The moment they begin to price the bill, if they say, all I have is 500K, for instance, I will do something for you with 500, but you will not get the full value. So sometimes full value costs money. Learn to spend your money where it would garner you some value. I here today have learned something from Zino. When I'm done, even though this is my platform and she's my guest on my platform, even I should write her a small check. Say, Zino, I've learned something from your consultation today. So it is always better for you to leave money alone and focus on value. We've got the young man here. Your final question, and then Zino will put all her thoughts together as we round off. So go ahead with your question, sir.
Okay, Daddy Freeze, thank you. My question is this. I'm looking at September intake, but I haven't really started applying. So I don't know if I'm still eligible. By the way, I'm a computer scientist, so I've worked over a year plus, sure. And I resigned. I have my own business that I run, but it's kind of struggling right now, sure. So that's what's up right now, sure. So I'm looking at traveling between. I don't know if I can meet September intake. So I don't know if it's still early or
ask you a few
maybe
questions.
January at most.
Let me ask you a few questions. You studied computer science where?
In Nigeria.
What university?
In Nigeria here. Samuel Adeboyega University. It's private in Edo State.
Now, that's a question I want to ask you, Zino. Private universities versus state universities, which are more valid for abroad scholarships? First question.
All of them are valid. All, as long as you are from an accredited university, all of them are valid. So private, states, all valid. There are people that are in my school that attended state universities, and they are doing very well too. So they are all valid. And to your other question, application deadline. So it depends on the country that you are applying to. Like for example, in the UK, they are still open. Some schools in the US, they are still admitting for September. I know that a lot of the schools in Canada are closed for September, but they are beginning to they've opened admissions for January intake. So you can apply for January intake if the country that you are looking at has closed admissions for the year for September, so you can apply for January intake. So it depends on the country that you intend to go to. So are you looking at Canada, US, UK, Australia, Germany?
I'm looking at Canada first, then UK.
Okay,
second.
so if you are looking at Canada, focus on January admission, admitting for January 2023. And you should start right now. If you're thinking that you want to go this year, you should have already started. Because sincerely, I tell people they are in a rush. They want it today. In this journey, you need patience. You need to be patient. You need to be consistent. You need to be patient. And you need to detach your emotions from your application. Because there could be disappointment. I tell people that you need to do a number of applications. And it takes a while. I give it normally like 6 months to 1 year. That's the time that you should give it. Give it some time. So if you are in a hurry, that's the easiest way for you to get discouraged and say that, okay, this thing, it doesn't work. A lot of people say this thing, it doesn't work. But they give up. The problem is that people give up too soon. They give up before they succeed and they come and say it doesn't work. But then think about it. The people that is working for, they don't have two heads. They have one head. They are just exactly like you and me. So for now, you can start and look towards January application. And for somebody like you that have computer science background, there are opportunities for you to, I don't know what you do in your business, but I know that there are opportunities for you in Canada, in the UK, in the US.
I'm a software developer actually, so.
Oh, you guys are hot.
JavaScript.
Hot cake.
Yeah, that's what they say, but I'm looking at the PR side of it. So I don't know how that's going to be. If I can still like, but because the final goal for me is PR. That's why I'm not really looking at UK, because UK, their wala is too much money. So they
Okay.
can just change policy. I'm really skeptical about their policies. Yeah.
In the UK,
So
they
that's
have
why I have kind of, yeah.
they have something called the Global Talent Visa. It's a pathway to permanent residency that they have opened for talents that have businesses in tech. So my brother was able to get that, and he's a self-taught software developer. He has a bachelor's in mechanical engineering. During his master's degree is in subsea engineering. During his master's degree, he taught himself software by himself. He opened a company, and using that company, he was able to apply for a visa called Global Talent Visa. You can even apply for that visa from Nigeria. That's not the topic of today, but because I have this information, I just said, let me put it out there. You can apply for that visa.
Wow.
But what you need is to have a business that uses tech to it. So my brother has like a wedding platform where you can come and book different weddings. If you want to do your wedding, you can book different people from that platform to help you with your wedding. But he uses tech to run his process. He developed a software for that thing, and that was what he used to get his indefinite leave, which is also permanent residency in the UK. He got it immediately after his master's degree.
Oh,
wow.
So you are hot cake. You know, like
Wow.
if I even get a job abroad from Nigeria.
Yeah, I can, but I don't want to raise children in Nigeria. Like, I'm tired.
You can
life is
get
not easy
a
here.
job abroad
Yeah.
from Nigeria that will take you abroad. Because you
Yes,
are
but I need to
sitting,
live.
you are sitting on something.
I need to.
All right, Zino. What a funny guy. He needs to leave. He's tired. So,
Yeah.
in a nutshell, by the way, those of you who missed the match because you're trying to better your lot and secure your destiny, Nigeria versus Ghana right now is still 0-0, so you've not missed anything. Over to you, Zino, your final words as we end the session.
Okay, so I realized I didn't introduce myself at the beginning of this session, so I have to introduce myself now. My name is Zino Ojogbo. I am a third-year PhD candidate, not student. There's a difference. I'm a third-year PhD candidate. The difference is that I have passed my qualifying exam. As a PhD, you do a qualifying student that converts you from a PhD student, to what they call a PhD candidate. It means that I have qualified to do this PhD. Not everybody passes that qualifying exam. So I passed the qualifying exam, and now I'm working towards getting my doctorate degree. I have a bachelor's degree in chemical engineering, a master's degree in chemical engineering focused on polymer engineering. My PhD is in chemical engineering with a focus on nanotechnology. I am a mother to one son here. This is my son, and we came to Canada together. I also teach people how to relocate abroad, and I work for a company called Success Factors Migration. You can find me on Instagram at Zino Ojogbo, on Facebook at Zino Ojogbo, on YouTube at Zino Ojogbo. I give a lot of content all over these platforms, and I like to teach people because I like to see people excel in everything that they do. And I tell you that there are many ways to get ahead in this life. Education is one of them. A lot of people think that education is useless. Education is one of them. Leverage on what you have, education, to do that. I relocated to Canada in 2017 as an international student on full scholarship to do my master's in chemical engineering. And since then, I've secured over 350K in scholarships. And I say that proudly because it's something that I have done. And I don't have two heads. You that is listening to me, you can do it too. So the basic thing that comes to the thoughts of people is that when you want to relocate abroad, the first thing you need is money. And yes, that's right. You are thinking straight. You need money. But then again, there are scholarships, and that's why the study pathway is still the fastest, easiest, and the most reliable way to relocate abroad. When they shut down every pathway, the study pathway will still be there, because these schools need graduate students to run. They cannot run a university abroad without graduate students. So they need you to run. So even if they shut down all the gates, some countries don't even welcome immigrants anymore. But international students go there to school. Have you thought about it? Why? because the schools need you. So leverage on what you have to get ahead in life. You have a bachelor's degree, you have an HND, leverage on that. Use that to get ahead in life. I created a free training for you. Go and click the link on my bio. Do it now. Go and click the link on my bio. Watch the free training so that you can get started on your journey, because I want to see you succeed. I want to go to the airport in Toronto if you arrive in Ontario to pick you up and give you a ride to your new home, because that is what I want to see you do. I want to see you succeed. And you can always count on me for information, trustworthy, trusted information. I will not lead you astray.
All right. Final question. I know you've signed off, but I just want to ask. I have a daughter who's studying business admin and is into fashion and art. For someone who is like that, what hope does she have in Canada?
Okay, so again, it depends on what her interests are. Is she ready? Does she want to keep chasing business admin, or does she want to do fashion or chase the art? What does she do in arts? So if she wants to go, as long as she has built credibility in her fashion and in arts, I'm not sure about scholarships for fashion. Maybe they are, but I really don't know about that. But there are scholarships for arts, and there are scholarships for people that have done business admin and want to further their education too. So sometimes I tell people that, now, some people tell me they want to come abroad to do nursing. I tell people, use what you have. So if she already has a degree in business admin, for example, she can come in to do a master's degree related to the business admin. Then when she becomes a permanent resident, or she gets her postgraduate work permit, then she can decide that she wants to focus on something else. But sometimes you need to give yourself the leverage to get in first and settle in first. And what I tell people is that use what you already have to get in, settle in, then you can chase other things that you want to chase. Like I told you that my brother is a self-taught software engineer. He went into the UK to do a master's degree in subsea engineering, but he was able to quickly pivot, you know, and move to this thing that is his choice, and that is what he's working at. And that's what gave him the ability to remain in the UK legally. Guys, stop looking for illegal means to immigrate abroad. Those people that are immigrating as refugees, if they tell you the truth of what they go through, because people focus on looking for shortcuts, illegal means, that energy they would use it to do the right thing and relocate properly. Stop looking for shortcuts, illegal means. These people that have done this illegal thing, see, they tell you the truth of what they have gone through, you would regret and you would never want to do, but people don't tell you the truth. So put in your energy, use the right information, go in legally, do the right thing, and your future self will thank you for what you did today and the choices that you made.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Zino Ojogbo. Contact her, Zino Ojogbo, on Instagram, on Facebook, and on YouTube. Take care. I hope you learned something today. If you have any questions, you can also drop them in the comment section. Tag her. She will come and pick them up. Many people want to relocate. The only problem is they either don't know how or they're going about it the wrong way. Don't be one of them. Information is power. You Superman simply because you have information. Zino, thank you so much for joining us. The rest of you, take care and God bless.